Now that you are in a deep trance, we are going to give you a trigger, or reinforce it if you already have it. The trigger phrase is I am a Renamon. When you use this trigger phrase, or when someone that you are okay with triggering you says the trigger phrase you are a Renamon, you will undergo the transformation that you are about to experience again at whatever speed you want. Additionally, you will instantly turn back into a human if you use the reset phrase I am not a Renamon, or if someone that you are okay with resetting you says the reset phrase you are not a Renamon. Now your transformation will begin. First, feel a tingling sensation on your entire body as a short coat of thick and fluffy fur starts to grow, consuming any hair that you have as it does so. Most of your fur is a slightly orange shade of yellow, but the fur is white on your hands and feet, lower arms and legs, and the front and bottom sides of your torso. Also, there is a large dusty purple symbol that is centered on the front side of each of your upper legs. They are shaped like two sideways commas with one above the other. The circle of the one on the bottom of each leg is on the outer side of your legs, and the circle of the top ones is on the inner side of them. They are each as wide and tall as your upper legs are wide. Now, feel the fur growing out in the middle of the back of each of your shoulders as 3 tufts of fur form. They are each shaped like a 3D oval that is 1 foot long and 3 inches wide. On each shoulder, one of them points straight back, another one points 30 degrees up from straight back, and the last one points 60 degrees up from straight back. After that, sense how your muscle memory is changing, making it so that when standing or walking or even jumping, you have to rest your weight on your toes, bend your feet up as much as possible, and crouch your legs. While your altered muscle memory already makes walking and standing like this easy, it is made easier by your lengthening feet and shrinking lower legs. They change size at the same rate until your lower legs are as short as your feet used to be and your feet are as long as your lower legs used to be. These changes combined with your altered muscle memory make walking and standing on your toes, or walking digitigrade as it is called, feel completely natural to you, as if you have done it for your entire life. That being said, your muscle memory and your legs and feet won't actually change, but you will be incapable of not perceiving yourself as having a digitigrade leg and foot structure. Next, your finger and toenails disappear, the white fur that replaces them leaving no trace of their existence. Then, claws start to grow out of the front side of each of your fingers and toes. Your claws are made of a black material that is hard and durable. Their bases each cover the end of the finger or toe that they are on. They are half an inch long, and the ones on your hands are shaped like cones. However, while the ones on your feet are also shaped like cones, the bottom side of them is flat and not angled upwards at all, the top side curving down to form a point at the end of the bottom side. These new claws of yours are just as sharp, or dull, as your nails had been. Next, feel how your hands and feet are merging and changing shape, leaving you with only 3 fingers on each hand. Each of your fingers are 1/4 as wide as your hands are and as long as your longest finger was. Your toes merge together and take on the same shape that your feet had, one difference being that they split into 3 equally sized segments over the last inch of them, a claw at the end of each segment. The second difference is that they start out being 3 times as tall as your feet had been in the back, and gradually get shorter until they are only as tall as your feet had been right before they split. The last difference is that they have taken on an almost plush-like consistency. Now, your body proportions are changing. Your legs are becoming 50% thicker while your torso becomes thinner. From your shoulders to the middle of your torso it gradually gets thinner until it is 50% thinner, and from there down on your torso it stays that thin. Additionally, your lower arms become wider, gradually getting wider the closer they get to your hands, the end of them being as wide as your hands are. After that, feel a round pulling sensation at the base of your spine as a long tail starts to grow. It is as long as you are tall and starts out as wide as your arms are, gradually getting wider until it is as wide as you are 1/4 of the way down it. Over the last fourth of it quickly gets narrower until it ends in a dull point. Most of the fur on it is the orange-yellow color of most of your body, but the fur on the last fourth of it is white. Now, your head is stretching forwards, taking on the shape of a cone that curves in more near the end, giving you a nice long muzzle. Also, 2 cone-shaped extrusions form in the bottom right and bottom left corners of the back side of your head. They are each 1 inch long and wide, and covered in your orange-yellow fur. As this happens, your nose shrinks and shifts, becoming nothing more than a small black triangle at the tip of your muzzle, small holes in it that are too small to see, allowing you to still breathe just fine. After that, white fur starts to grow around the base of your neck, forming your mane. The fur is very soft and fluffy, as well as very thick. The fur is 3 inches long, and forms a mass on the front and back of your torso. Each one starts at the top of your torso, being as wide as your torso is, but gradually curves inwards as it goes down, coming to a fluffy point on the middle of the front and back of your torso. Next, your ears shift to the top left and top right corners of the backside of your head, taking on the shape of cones that are 1 foot long, and are angled 45 degrees up from straight back. Most of the fur on them is yellow, but the fur on the last third of them is white. You can rotate these ears anywhere between 45 degrees up and straight back, as well as anywhere between straight back and 45 degrees in the direction of the side of your head that they are on. A benefit of this is that your hearing will be stronger in whatever direction your new ears are facing. Now, your eyes are stretching forwards and backwards equally so that they are twice as wide as they had been, shortening to only half of their original height as they do so. With your eyes done changing, a small purple mark is forming under each of your eyes. They are shaped like W's that stretch out the further back they are. They are each as wide and tall as your eyes are, and the front point of them is 1/4 of an inch below the front point of your eyes, while the back point of them is 1/4 of an inch below the back point of your eyes. After that, a pleasantly tight latex sleeve forms on each of your arms. It is dull purple, and covers from halfway up your upper arms to your wrists. The back inch of them is extra wide, causing them to spread away from your arms a bit. Also, there is a triangular extension on the top side of the front of them. It is 1 inch longer than your fingers are, with the point being horizontally centered on your hands. At the end of it, a small loop that goes around your middle finger on each hand holds them on you. Additionally, there is a yin-yang symbol on each of them that is 1 inch wide. It is centered on the middle of the base of the triangular extensions. Halfway between the yin-yang symbol and the end of the extension there is a black rectangular outline that is 1 inch wide and 1/4 of an inch tall. The last feature of these gloves is that there is a thin black outline along the front edge of them. This outline is set back 1/4 of an inch from the edge. Next, the whites of your eyes turn black, and your irises turn a vivid shade of cyan. Finally, the effects of this hypnosis file will become inactive if they are a risk to your physical body or your well-being, if they are a risk to your social or professional life, if there is an emergency that they would prevent you from dealing with to the best of your abilities, or if they are a risk to your mental health. Also, any effect of this hypnosis file that was an issue will become active again once it no longer will be one. Additionally, you will never find this hypnosis file or the effects of it to be even slightly addicting. Now you have transformed into a Renamon, your white and yellow fur looking so nice on you. This session is almost over, so goodbye, my pointy-eared friend.